Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Reed from Emerald Lotus Divination, a website that shares free weekly tarot resources and other goodies. Before we begin, I have some new books available on Amazon. I think they're all sold out on my Etsy right now, but they're available on Amazon. That will be linked below, just in case you want to check some things out. But today we are going to be focused on charm casting. I've got some charms here that I picked out that I want to work with. I just feel really called to do charm casting today. And I wanted to use my simple charm casting cloth, which I don't think I've used on YouTube yet, and I just love this one. I think it's so simple and so cute. My little drawings really make me laugh. I just love them. So it's just a really calming, simple, minimalist grid, and it's a very easy one to work with. So that's what I want to do today. And if you want to check out this casting cloth, charms, or any other items, they're on my Etsy, linked below. And we just hit 1,000 sales on my Etsy, which is so exciting in 1 year. That's really awesome, very exciting. I'm so grateful to anyone that's purchased or just anyone that, I don't know, just supports me in any way. So thank you guys so much, and let's get into this reading. Right before I cast these charms, before I forget to tell you, I updated the charm casting meaning page on my website that I'll have linked below. I have a pretty long list on there with a lot of traditional symbolism as well as symbolism that I use for my charms. I also created 2 infographics on that page as well. One is a tips for charm casting type thing where I just offered basic tips for getting you started with your charm. And then I also have a second infographic that just has extra tips for charm casting. So those are just like some basics. I think I talk about those tips in my videos, but sometimes it's nice just to have them written out. So feel free to check that out. Just wanted to let you know. So let's get into this. Shake these guys out. So first off, I'll just mention that the Scales of Justice landed off the casting mat. And my little clock also fell outside the casting mat, so I'm going to also not be reading this one. And let's zoom in and get started. So one thing that I noticed right away is that the yes and the no are both facing down on this cloth. So I'm actually not going to be reading them just because I don't feel called to read them when they're face down like this. For me, that's just personal intuition, but I don't feel like reading them. So under Explore, we've got the tiny little magician's hat, witch's hat. So to me, that represents exploring your witchcraft and your magic. It's a good time to do that. We also have finance here as well with the tiny money bag. So it might be good to explore your relationship with money right now, budgeting, and just like your narrative as it relates to money, how you view money, what you think about it, if you feel worthy of money, if you have like any outstanding or lifelong issues. This could also be like intergenerational relationships with money and finance. It's probably a good idea to explore that right now because you might find some really important messages coming through. I know that's something that I've really been exploring lately. Is I go through phases of this multiple times a year, but lately it's been really impactful for me to learn a little bit more about financing and budgeting, and I've been really trying to change my relationship with money lately, so that's very timely that it would appear in the Explore section, and I wanted to mention it as a message for you as well because this is a communal casting reading for our community, which I feel like I didn't even mention at the beginning. I'm so sorry. I'm really tired today, so I'm a little low energy, but we're still here. Then also under here, this is an interesting one. Under Think, we have Tarot. So again, might be time to kind of rethink or reshift the relationship to divination, or if you read tarot cards. I've actually been thinking about releasing another tarot book. I released like several tarot books really recently, and I've had ebooks available on my website and my Etsy about tarot as well for years. I feel like there's also a free ebook about tarot spreads that you can use to refresh your routine that I have on my website. If you've been to my website, you've probably been bombarded with that in the past, but just letting you know if you're new and you've never been there, it's just a free download that you can access. So anyways, I think that I need to rethink my relationship with tarot, also maybe rethink kind of this whole book thing that I'm thinking about doing, and maybe just how I've been using tarot. I've also been wanting maybe a more traditional tarot deck lately, but I haven't really been able to find one. So if any of you guys have any good ideas for more traditional tarot decks with popular Rider-Waite symbolism, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I don't know, just something I've been kind of thinking about lately. Under intuition, we see the light bulb, meaning that there's probably going to be a really big moment that as it relates to understanding your intuition or using your intuition in the near future that really just enlightens how you've been using your intuition. It might shift everything where it's like a new idea, new way of thinking, a new way of understanding your intuition is going to be kind of an aha moment in the near future. And that's pretty cool. What's this one? So under feel, we actually have quite a bit of stuff going on around here. Immediately we're seeing the crab and the handcuffs. The word just escaped my mind. We see the crab and the handcuffs under feel. So there might be some emotions, especially as like with commitments and things that we feel kind of stuck doing. They might be making us feel quite crabby. So that could be anything, right? That could be like your role as being a parent. It could be your role as being a partner, your role at work, your commitments if you're in school or volunteering, or any type of commitment that you may have gotten your little self into, whether intentionally or unintentionally. It could be making you feel kind of crabby, like sometimes having those things that you feel so tied to, even if you enjoy them, sometimes just the monotony of having to do them can make us feel crabby. So that's definitely something to be mindful of, is kind of how you're feeling negative feelings or feeling trapped might be something that's really bubbling to the surface for you lately. I know that's a theme in my life lately. And the crab also to me represents Cancer energy, and Cancers, if nothing else, are amazing at feeling their emotions. And if you need to cry it out, if you need to feel it, if you need to be crabby, if you need to just like wallow in those deep feelings that you have, even if it's not actually going to create a change or have any sort of outcome come of it, sometimes just feeling them allows you the space to move past them, right? It can be as simple as just allowing yourself to feel things. It can really help you move past them without even needing to make major changes in your life. And that's what I'm seeing with that right now. It might actually also propel you to make change in your life though, by feeling kind of how you're feeling stagnant and stuck. But more importantly right now is just actually accepting those emotions that you might be hiding, because it doesn't always feel good to accept that you don't like something in your life. It's a lot easier just to go on autopilot and pretend that everything is fine and keep trying to move forward and find the best and positives in a situation, but that only lasts so long, you know. Really at the end of the day, it's spiritual bypassing to a certain degree, it's emotional bypassing, and it's important to feel things, even if those feelings are hard to feel. Whew, that was a lot. So under feel, we also see the cell phone, and right beside it are those golden scissors. So I think we also need to pay attention at this time to how our phones are making us feel physically and emotionally, spiritually. How much time do you spend on your phone? How much time do you spend on your computer? How much time are you on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube? And is that really filling you up? Are you really spending time making yourself feel better, or is it just making you feel worse? It might be time to kind of cut that relationship right now, and maybe set yourself some boundaries, maybe set yourself a timer. And even if that seems like too much, just check in with how it makes you feel after you use it. And so we're also seeing the third eye here as well. This could also literally mean eyesight because it's under the feel, but I think more so this to me is third eye. This is also because it's also technically an evil eye. You might also want to feel in which ways you feel jealous of other people, where you feel other people are maybe giving you the evil eye or sending it your way. So a lot of energy cleansing might be good right now. Wow, as I said that, a butterfly just flew right past the window, and actually as I was talking about that, I was thinking about the fact that this butterfly charm is next and how they were quite close to each other. So that was really crazy and beautiful. I wish I could have caught that on camera, but you'll just have to believe me. Butterfly flew by as I was saying that, and I kind of lost my train of thought on that one there. But essentially just feel what's going on around you. Use your eyes to pick up on little things that are happening around you. try to romanticize your life and really feel what you're doing in the moment. I think that's really important right now. That was really cool that the butterfly came as well. So that one is also right between feel and learn. So there might be a transformational aspect of your life that's happening right now. There might be some messages coming from past loved ones. Butterflies often represent past loved ones who are coming to give you a message. So if you see butterflies, you know, anywhere, it doesn't need to be a real butterfly. It can be a butterfly on somebody's t-shirt or a picture on Instagram, really anywhere. But we're seeing learn here as well. So there's a transformational aspect of ourselves as well, that kind of opening our eyes and going inward will really help us to learn and experience in a new way. And again, I don't take it lightly that this butterfly is right in between learn and feel. I think there might be a lesson in feeling the transformational energies and witnessing how much you've grown and shifted. I think that's really important. And under learn, so we're learning, this one immediately stands out to me, how this little turtle is right in between learn and dream. So she's sort of learning, still in the learning aspect of learning how to dream. And that's something that I think is, again, a lesson for me that I've been experiencing lately is sometimes we can get so focused on our manifestations and our dreams and our wants about the future that we really lack grounding in the present and being able to enjoy where we are. That has been one of my greatest lessons of the past 2 years, I would say. And I think that this really depicts that. So we're learning to go slowly in trying to attain our dreams and make our dreams a reality. And going slowly at them means that we're also not spending all of our time daydreaming about them, right? Like we're really taking our time to experience life and take all that it has to offer us, even if that means moving slowly, even if that means seeing other people who are like the hare and the tortoise and the hare moving quickly past us. It's important for us to really slow down. Another cute one that happened under learn is the little book is actually on each page of the book. We see an arrow and then we see a present. And that I think is no mistake. So I think that right now we're really learning to see gifts in our life. This might be giving of gifts for some. It might be receiving of gifts for others. That's such a cute little present. I love it. It could also represent like the holidays as well, because this is kind of like Christmas themed colors. I don't know if you can tell on the camera. It doesn't really look like it, but it is red and green. But yeah, I think there's an aspect here of learning to give and to receive as well with this arrow. It's so interesting that the arrow is pointed towards. So it's like pointing towards me and you who are reading this right now. So I think that it's talking about learning to receive, learning to have things come our way, especially if you have sun rising or moon at Sagittarius, because it's also Sagittarius season. I think that's really interesting as well. So we're learning something a lot right now about gifting, receiving and giving, and going slowly to achieve our dreams. Under create, we actually got the paintbrush, which is so funny. I can't believe it landed under create. So there's a lot that wants to be created right now. I almost said created creatively. Yeah, of course. But if you are an artist or you are someone who is interested in creating, maybe doing crafts or some sort of something with your hands, it can even be cooking, whatever you feel like is a creative release for you, like whatever it is, that's definitely something to focus on right now. A lot of creative energy going on with this. Like, I can't believe that dual. That's crazy. Unlock, we have the little angel fairy. She's upside down. So there might be some messages from your spirit guides or angels, whoever you work with, like universal consciousness, angels, past loved ones, ancestors, whoever you feel most connected to spiritually. They're wanting to give you something. They're wanting to speak to you. They're wanting to pass on messages to you. And you might be a little bit closed off to it. Not by any fault of your own perhaps, but just because, you know, you're focused on your own life. Sometimes it's hard to pick up on those subtleties that loved ones or beings higher than ourselves are trying to pass on to us. So that's an important lesson for us right now, is to unlock those messages from energy, angels, spirit guides, etc. I usually just say spirit as an all-encompassing message for those things, beings. So yeah, Spirit's trying to give you a message. So be sure to stay open to it. And that could also be relating to the intuition card, or I always say card because I'm so used to reading tarot, but that might also relate to the intuition with the light bulb as well. Sort of that aha moment. And that could definitely have to do with like allowing Spirit to access you and to give you messages and to hear what they're saying to you. And finally, we didn't get any on fight, which is always great. And so the next one we see at the very end of the casting cloth is forget. And this is the measuring tape, well, not tape measure. I'm having a hard time today with words. Oh my goodness. What is it called? Ruler. It's a ruler. Okay. So we need to forget to measure everything in our lives, you know. So to me, this represents like holding a ruler up to something and measuring it is trying to get like a good sense of it. It's trying to understand it. It's trying to unpack it. And we're getting this message to forget doing that. So stop trying to like unpack every little thing in your life. I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes I try to measure everything that I do, right? Like I try to measure the amount of productivity I am having and the amount of success my business is having and the amount of self-care I'm giving myself. Like I try to measure all of these things as a way to justify my worthiness. And if I don't meet that, like if I recognize that I haven't been giving myself enough self-care throughout the week or whatever it may be, I can be really hard on myself because I feel like I'm not living up to that measure that I want, that standard that I want for myself, and that makes me feel horrible. You know, the same thing when you want to be productive, you have a lot of things to do but you just don't feel like doing them, and then you like measure yourself up to that and you're like, wow, I didn't even do anything, I didn't do what I wanted to do. And then you turn on social media and you see all these people like doing the same thing you were supposed to do but 10 times better, and suddenly now you're comparing yourself to them and feeling terrible about not doing it. Like to me, this is all about just like the way that we measure our success and the way that we measure ourselves up against other people. And it's important for us to just forget that right now, just to let it go. Like one of my biggest lessons right now has just been to live. Like I know it sounds so stupid, but it has just been to like let go and just live and stop trying to like measure everything, stop trying to make sense of everything, stop trying to predict or manage or micromanage or expect things. I've really just started to try to just allow things. I've been just trying not to pay so much attention to all those little things because I feel like I just need like genuinely a vacation from my own brain. Like I just need a break from myself. I can't escape myself, so I'm doing the best way that I can, which is just by letting go and like letting things happen, letting the chips fall as they may, as they wish. Like, and honestly, I've noticed a huge change in my life really quickly. Like things have been working out a lot better when I'm not trying to control them so much. Ironic, I know. But anyway, that's just a little bit about me. I'm sorry I haven't posted a video in a couple of weeks, I think. I've just been like busy trying to take care of myself. Yeah, but I'm always coming back when I get a chance. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't be shy to like it, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.